to the YouTube people. Painter Files presents Painter's Breakfast. We tried this like 3 times. It didn't work. So I've been doing this cool thing with these guys on Instagram. I hope whenever you watch this on YouTube, you enjoy it. But yeah, that's how it goes. Let me see. Freddie says, one day send me some video recommendations and I'll give it a shot. Versus saying I can't. Alright, smart stuff. Yeah, absolutely. I tell my kids not to say that, and I don't want to do it either. Yeah, double stream. Bam. I think it's so easy to just it's so ridiculously easy to just like be determined that you're having a hard time doing something, and so you're always going to have a hard time doing something. Like all the art stuff that I've been able to do throughout the years, I can legitimately and honestly say like it has come from me working ridiculously hard at it throughout the years and occasionally giving up and walking away from it on occasion. Like there's no real way to like just make art and then walk away. Like not at this point in my career, in my style, in like all the things that I've worked on. Like I feel like so much of it has been like I'm saying like 50 times. So much of it has been me figuring out what I want to make and then how I'm going to figure out the connection. Hey, Magno, what's going on? I think a lot of it's come from like me wanting to figure out the connection between like the artwork that I feel I should be making versus the artwork that I'm making versus the artwork that I wish was saying something versus the world. And then there's the whole aspect of like you feel like when you spend like 50 hours on something and then it gets like 2 likes or 3 views or 0 attention whatsoever, you feel like it invalidates it. So then like you're going, I keep saying like, so then you're trying to then parlay it into de-learning something because it didn't have the outcome that you wanted as far as attention goes. It's crazy. Like it's just impossible to get all those things going. Like I've gotten to the point now where like I'm not reading comments on videos. I'm not when someone has something critical to say or a suggestion to give, a lot of times I have gotten to the point where I'm no longer validating any of that. Because it'll screw with you. Like you had a great time. I guess I'll use Pretty as a perfect example. You had a great time jamming out, having the best time DJing for a set. Whether anybody hears the set or not, doesn't matter. And then randomly someone who is uninvolved, which is typically the people who comment about it, says something either negative in some stereotypical awful way, and whether it stops you or not, it still sticks with you a little bit, and it's difficult. It's a hurdle suddenly. And I think I'm done with hurdles. I'm just done with them. I don't need them. A couple years ago, I got an invite right before the pandemic hit, so it didn't happen. But I got an invite to have one of my paintings purchased and put up in the Library of Congress. One of the biggest, most amazing honors I've ever had asked of me. And like I said, it didn't happen because the pandemic happened, and I don't think those people work there anymore. But the idea that it was going to happen is huge. And so you just got to kind of realize you are better than you think you are by a huge degree. And also realize that, like, we're never going to get past this like thing. Realize happiness is oftentimes just creating and doing the things that you really like doing. I don't know, my ego is way too strong to ever make me really just stop painting and doing stuff like that. There was a point in time, though, when in my younger years, that, that would have gotten to me. That would have slowed me down. That would have stopped me, at least for a little bit. But now I don't care. I'm just like, you can say whatever crazy stuff you want to say to me. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to keep making artwork in whatever form or fashion I want. I do wish it was easier to make stuff for like representation of people to be seen by more people. Like, that would be incredible. We are not robots. We aren't supposed to 9 to 5 and be away from our families 5 days a week. That I agree. That is bullshit that we have to deal with that. I'm so against the world's norms. Yeah, I mean, I don't dream of labor. It's the saying, but it's true. Like, I don't think, I said this a long time ago. I don't think that your parents and my parents and their parents and so on and so forth dreamed that we would be at jobs that we would just work until we couldn't work anymore. Like, I think they dreamed of us having jobs where we could take care of ourselves and we would be safe and secure. But I don't think, and via their limit on an imagination at the time, they may have thought to themselves that, these are the things that I assume my kid can grow up to do, because this is the glass ceiling on those aspects. And it never would have occurred to any of them to make macaroni art and sell it on Etsy. Etsy alone, in general, the concept of Etsy. But yeah, I think everybody just wanted their kids to grow up and make artwork in some form or fashion, no matter what their art was, be it technology or building things or etc., and make a living off of it and be happy and healthy. I don't dream of the idea of like working 9 to 5 my whole life for some money. And so, I don't know. I think at some point in time you have to prioritize what you want to do and what you can do, and figure out where the middle is. And just run as fast as you can towards that. And just don't stop running. Which I realize is an insane thing to ask of people, but don't stop running. Don't slow down. Don't find yourself in a way that you can't appreciate your dreams. Just go forward. See, Pretty says, matter of fact, I don't want to live in a house anymore. I want to build a teeny house on a school bus and homeschool my kids all over the world. I must explore and find happiness. You must explore and find your happiness. Absolutely. Kid's a gamer and wants to build games. I mean, I think that's amazing. I love that, like, kids now can do all the stuff that, like, we wanted to do when we were kids. Like, I remember, like, we would play video games, and, like, our way of creating a new version of that video game was we would draw on pieces of paper, color them with marker, and then cut out cardboard stuff, and then make, like, dioramas or whatever, where we could keep doing stuff with them. And it was it was how we did stuff. Your kid sounds brilliant. Your kids sound brilliant. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, man. I mean, shit. The idea that they can like go on their computer and make music. Like, there's no the children today have no. The limit is as far as they can see. Yeah, we made our own toys. You know, it was one of those things where it was just we wanted Street Fighter 3 when we were kids. So we cut out and made ninjas and Ken and Ryu and all these things, and we had them in different fight positions where they were kicking and doing fireballs and all that stuff. And so we entertained ourselves with it. We made the game. You know, it never occurred to us that we would have to like learn programming and stuff like that. We're like, but obviously it's all hand drawn. And yeah, it was just crazy. We kept trying to figure out what combinations of colors we could do to make it look like the screen. I don't think we ever really figured it out. I think we figured out if we did like stippling or we did like little block shading, we could make it look more like a bit, 16-bit looking. But it was just interesting. It was one of the cooler times of being a kid. 80s babies rule. That's how it works. 90s babies, I'm sorry. You suck. And you're trying to catch up, and I understand. It's an admirable trait, but you can't stack up. That's how we roll. Oh, that's cool. What's up, my man? Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Our phones are studio equipment. They're art palettes. They're on the go stuff. They're everything. You can do so much with so many facets. Like my phone can be a sketch pad, can be a notepad, can be a music maker, can be a movie maker, can be a film can not a film camera, but can look like a film camera. There's so many. It can do complicated equations. You can do so much. He likes my earrings. Thank you. My face ones or my ear ones. I got a lot of earrings going on here. I'm one of the few people I know still who has facial piercings. I think I may be the last holdout of the people I know who still have them, other than nose rings. I know a lot of people have like nose rings. I did not paint this mug. To your son, I did not paint this mug. I bought it in Rehoboth, in Delaware, one day. My wife and I went to this little coffee shop on the Strip, and up the street from that little coffee shop was this like strange little like pottery place, and this was the last one they had, and I bought it, and it's mine, and it's been mine forever, and I love him. Yeah. Beautiful. Oh wow. Oof. The septum was interesting. The septum, when it heals, this one's for the septum for those who don't know. Getting your septum pierced is interesting because, like, one, as it starts to heal, there's a smell, and then it's just interesting. I think people have this weird idea that like it just it's going to come. It could be ripped out at any point in time, but like this is really strong actually. This is more likely. This is probably more likely to accidentally get caught on something and rip out than this or this. Like you got the meats, It's how it works. You never get the smell? You're so lucky. Mine was weird. Like, I guess I just didn't rinse it out enough or whatever. They said, like, saline solution, and I was like, yeah, I'll get around to it. No, I think I did it, like, once. I've heard of that, but I guess I got lucky. That's good. I wish I had gotten lucky. It was like a weird, like dead smell. I've never really wondered what a wound healing smelled like, and then I was firsthand had to figure that out. So that was interesting. You washed yours 3 times a day and put coconut oil. See, you're smarter than me. That was the thing. I didn't think mine through. I didn't think mine through that way. I think towards the end, I made jokes with my piercer at the time. I was like, yeah, I'm an Afro Latino kid. What I'll do is, I'll break out the Vicks. The Vicks fixes everything. I was like, don't you dare. I'll be so mad at you if you put Vicks on your nose. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna really do that. But yeah, I mean, I did like antibacterial stuff, but I don't think I ever thought like coconut oil or anything like that. I think I took like a little something. I think I took like an essential oil and I put it like here, or put it like here, so I could smell it. But I don't think I ever thought to like coconut oil, just up in there, doing the thing. I should have thought about that. That would have been a smart idea. The next nose piercing, the next one, whenever that happens, or how that happens, I don't know. I think I need some new jewelry at some point in time, so I think I'll do that. I like my nose piercing. I think it looks good on my nose. I had for a long time in my life, I had a big fear of my nose. My wife says I have a beautiful nose, so that's nice. But I've always had kind of like a big nose, and people made fun of it. I have a very like Brazilian nose, like West Indian Brazilian nose. And growing up as a kid, it was difficult because, like, one, people didn't know where Brazil was. Two, kids are mean, so it's kind of one of those things. They said I got called ugly a lot. It wore at me a little bit, but kids being kids, I guess. I don't know. I think most of this life is just, well, now, of course. Now I feel very confident about my face parts being nice to look at. I feel good about that. I think now I annoy people sometimes when they go, I'm just trying to say something. And I was like, no, I get it. I mean, I have mirrors. I see what you see. And they just get mad about it. And I do it literally to just mess with them. But I feel good. I feel good now. I think I've gotten to the point where I'm comfortable in my skin and I'm happy with all my weird little tattoos and everything and my entire leg and such. I think I always had this feeling that, like, as an artist, I had to kind of make myself into an art piece. And I feel like I've gotten there. See all the paint I use in my hair? No, this one, I'll leave you with this because I finished my food a while back, but I just enjoyed this conversation so much. I had a random cashier ask me a couple of years ago how I dyed my hair because it looked so cool. And I just looked at her for a second. I was like, are you making fun of me? I don't know what's going on. Then my hair is gray? Is that what you mean? Because I'm very gray. I'm very gray. I've been very gray for a very long time in my life. And yeah, it was that weird thing. It runs in my family, and like the men in my family who have hair, because a lot of them did not have hair. I'm one of the few who's managed to, in a very mellow and humble way, have long, gorgeous hair, and and in that, yeah, all of us have gone. There's a few of us, and we've gone gray, and it's not flirting, just to tell the truth. That's amazing. I love that. I'm gonna have to use that one. Oh, that makes me happy. Yeah, it's just kind of one of those things. But it was funny though. It was really funny when she asked me because I was like, wait, what? What do you mean? I really thought she was messing with me at first. You haven't. Tina says, you haven't. It's been less than 3 years, and that has been this gray. Oh, well, yeah, it's more gray than it used to be. It's gotten more gray, but it's always been gray. I mean, I saw your baby's hair. Your boys to men having long, beautiful locks. Yes, I've seen. I am jealous of their heft, their fullness, their gorgeousness in their hair. Pretty. Your kids have just. Your kids remind me. The egotistical thing to say. Your kids remind me when I was young. No, but I remember having like a lot of hair, and like it was just great. I loved being a kid with lots of hair. Other kids didn't like it, but I loved it. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. So, yeah. It just made me happy. So, I love you, Galeris. You are amazing. Thank you very much for today. This was an amazing Painter Files and presents. I'm just going to mess this up every time. This has been a great Painter's Breakfast. If you get a chance, please listen to the podcast that's going to go up this week. I didn't do one last week. I was just so exhausted. So I appreciate everyone who continues to listen and watch the show and laugh and have fun with me. You're all amazing. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. And Painter out. Ciao. Love you. Love you much. Bye. Boop, boop, boop.